Okay, so here's a solo Solak kill to kind of go over with you. It's essentially just how to base Solak, but in a solo instance. So all we're going to do here is pray up, turn everything on, sunshine, right click for quick start, target cycle, smoke cloud, vuln, build up, use your tsunami, a Dren pot into your FSOA spec, limitless tendrils to build up here. Then we're going to debilitate and vit pot this bomb into our Omni power. I like to wild magic into Asphyx here, and then I hold that Asphyx while he's using his voice line here so I can time my disruption shield. So right after that melee auto hits, we click the disruption shield. It's like one tick afterwards. Here I'm just ABS spec spamming and using any sort of like strong thresholds that I have access to and trying to knock his HP down as hard as I can. I do the exact same thing in group. My rotation is almost identical. You do have to prayer flick the entire time here in between his autos, and then I decide to go on to roots because in solo there is a shit ton of roots and it's a pain in the ass. I snag a quick res right off the first root, that way I can get another res at the end of roots, and at some point through here I use devotion, and then I start using the roots to extend my devo. And then I've got a pretty long safe moment here. So there's the devo, roots are coming, but again there's no one else in the arena to worry about, so you just kind of walk your way around, clearing roots. Every single time you clear a root, you get that devo extended, so you've got a whole lot of safety here through with your prayer flicks to get back some HP. And then we get back on Solak, re-vuln, toss off all of our thresholds. We don't want to use our tsunami because we're going to need that. We don't want to use our staff spec because we're going to need that. And I'm just trying to get him to 1.5 mil as quickly as possible. Getting a little low on HP there, so I took that second res like I mentioned, just trying to conserve food for later on in the fight. So he is at cap here, you'll see now, and I'm kind of just using reflect and using some defensive to keep myself from eating. And then we get on arms and legs. I have been vulning arms and legs just to make it a little bit easier. But any sort of like G-chain into a thresh helps a ton here, just to clear things out. One arm down. On second arm, I sun about halfway through its HP bar. That way I can build back up my adrenaline so I can tsunami and FSOA spec legs. The core is so easy in solo that it should not be an issue at all. So I'm going to G-chain, use a couple things here. So I've already got my staff spec rolling and tsunami going. Just killing legs, getting things done. Target cycle, smoke cloud, vuln into a tendrils. We can use our calg spec while we're using our tendril. Omni power, wild magic should clear. Yep. And then I still have enough staff spec and an asphyx left that I can tag the first whatever this thing is. We click to spawn the green ring. As soon as it goes off, surge in. I like to target cycle and throw like a bleed on Solak if I have time. And then we spam. You do have to come up twice in solo. It's a pain in the ass. Still clearing both southern eruptions first, just to be sure that I don't have to come back south and I can go get into my hidey hole. And this is where the food fest begins. So I took a res there, just to be cheeky. Spam click, clear the top two. I haven't been vulning these. They die so quickly anyway that it doesn't really matter. But I am trying to stay high adrenaline here, that way I can stun when I get up top. And again, you'll notice I'm prayer flicking every single chance I get. So here's my sun. We re-smoke cloud, we re-vuln, all that good stuff. I think I missed the smoke cloud, but such is life. We tsunami, we get ready for our staff spec. And then right after the staff spec here, you'll notice that we are going to switch to blood barrage. And that's because this part is pain. And this whole phase is pain. I personally don't use Exsanguinate as well, just because if I switch to it, I often forget to go back to Insight Fear, and I'd rather have a 40% Tsunami than have Exsanguinate. Staff spec ending, so I should go back to Dual Wield here. Yep, there's Dual Wield again. Blessing has spawned, so we're going to pick that up. Already have. You can see the extra action button on screen. As soon as he starts to lower his arm here is when I like to click it, right there. And then I just debilitate. We need to do a ton of damage here. As you can see, the bar is very, very full. So, no sort of shield camping for reflect or anything. And we devo, we res, anticipate. And then I do Tsunami and Staff Spec here. I didn't Sunshine, and I'm not entirely sure why, probably because I was getting ready to run up his arm. But that's kind of what I did, I guess. And we want to use our Disruption Shield here to block the big slap when you come down from climbing. And all we're doing here is trying to DPS as hard as we possibly can to clear this bar. Now, it's obviously fucked in solo, and the fact that you have to deal with all of the mechanics is brutal, but that's life. So just keep DPSing, make sure he's vulned. He did hit a hit cap here. You'll notice that in my inventory I have a calorie bomb, I was just too stupid to use it. Second rain, so picked up a second blessing, used debilitate. We're still DPSing, but we are keeping our adrenaline high for this one. High, high, high. You're going to need to barricade very, very shortly. So right after this dome, there's 2 autos, and then it's the crazy tornado of doom. I think it's called the Blight Tornado. So I've barricaded already. I think I barricaded early on this one, admittedly, and I am a little bit panicked in the in this fight because of it, because I'm like, oh shit, I don't have my resonance, and so I ended up using a dish shield just to be safe, and then I ended up trying to grab a res here as well, just to double ensure that I'm not going to get cleaned out. This would probably be a good time, just with how many stacks you have as well, to devotion if you're not planning on using the devotion to grab a res on the third rain. But there is this blight root thing that spawns in front of him, so as soon as he double slams his fist on the ground, all you have to do is search through him. And then we just keep DPSing, and he's finally getting close to being cleared, closer to hit cap. And we grab a blessing just in case for this third rain. Sometimes when he already starts the voice line, even if you phase him, he'll still drop the first bomb, so you'll notice I stay here a little longer before going down south to cleanse, and you have an absolute shit whack of stacks in solo from dealing with all the mechanics, so you kind of have to stay in cleanse. And then I just do my full FSOA rotation on the pad here. However, my Tsunami was on cooldown, which wasn't ideal, but I still staff spec and do everything else. It's just a bit of a scuffed rotation. We're again soul splitting through all of this to make sure we get our HP back. As soon as he stands up after the first auto, I like to anticipate. That way, when he stuns me, I'm already into my asphyxiate, so then I can stun him. I don't get stunned. It's all good. Sunshine's over. Staff spec pretty well over, so now I'm just throwing bleeds on him while I'm walking to my next pad. Gonna grab a resonance to start the pad off right. And we're just DPSing here. In solo, the elf has such little HP that I've been doing it in 2 cycles still, just out of safety, to make sure I don't fuck up and have no adrenaline for the last phase. So I've been using all my big hitting abilities on Solak still, and then coming in here using devotion, and then just kind of slapping the elf around a little bit just to get him close to HP without actually one cycling. You likely could just clear Solak and then come in here at the end and clear him out. As you'll see, like I did not work very hard there. Be mindful when you come out, that first melee hit, you're still taking range bleeds, and then you also have that melee hit, and then he stuns you right away. So to stun him, get to the pad. In solo, his HP cap is 200k. I think I like royally fuck this up. Yeah, I accidentally escape instead of surging, and then it just kind of all goes to shit. And then here my surge is on cooldown, so I take another one and end up panic throwing my calorie bomb. So that was a big ol' shit fest, and definitely didn't help my kill time, but just goes to show you that even if you're as bad as I am, you can still get a kill here. So I'm just working him down to his 200k HP cap now that I've given him so much extra HP. And again, every time I see the voice line, I'm stunning, getting away from the pad so I don't get hit by the bombs as often as I can. getting him to HP, and then coming in to finish off the elf. You do want to make sure that you are close to 100% adrenaline here. This was a pretty scuffed P4 as well. Some of them are a lot cleaner than this. I guess I just didn't get the crits. But all I'm going to do here is Sunshine, Target Cycle, Smoke Cloud, Vuln, and start building adrenaline. I opted to wait on my Tsunami here and throw a bunch of bleeds on him. I've never done that before, I just kind of tried it. I also Calg-spect, FSOA-spect, Limitless into a Tendrils, and then we're just going ham. So Tendrils into Omni Power, into Wild Magic, into, I think I 2-tick Asphyx here into an ABS, yep. And then ABS goes off, and then all of my damage just kind of disappeared. It's like, where is the last 3k that I need? Didn't happen. But that's a solo Solak kill. Hope you enjoyed.